Well, hello everybody, and cheers to a late morning, almost midday coffee break. I hope you're having a great day. It's a throwback Thursday. It's a Thursday night football Thursday, and it's a morning that I got to read some really fun stories in the news, and I thought these are stories that really only my IG following will appreciate, and though I can't even value your appreciation anymore because of the crazy, or copious, I shall say, amounts of keywords that I have put in on this topic. I will get to the topic. I'm gonna let more people come into the room. I'm gonna say hello, good morning. How's everybody doing? Who's ready for Thursday night football? Who's stressing about a fantasy football lineup decision? Any of those things I am here for. Who said he's a big fan? I didn't see that one right there. I'm so sorry. My favorite team this year, I have not the same favorite team every year. We do that. So I've been a Dallas Cowboys fan my entire life, born and raised a Dallas Cowboys fan, still a Dallas Cowboys fan. Even though it's not fun. Hasn't been fun since the 90s. It's the least fun right now. Taco in the room, what's going on? Cheers, I get to see you next weekend in New Jersey at Exotica. Very excited. I am not handing out kisses. This is an IG live, and I think that's very strange. I'm just a person sitting here chatting. I'm a stranger, actually. Ooh, that's an aggressive comment. Well, you know what we're going to do? We're just going to block this person because they're very confused about what Instagram is about. And I just want to save the hassle. You know what I mean? I'm just being a friend here. I'm just being a friend. Could be a Dolphins fan. You know what though? Tua gets back out there and everything gets right back to normal. I don't really think we should overanalyze Tua's concussions. Again, his timing has been incredible because every major concussion has been on a standalone primetime game. During the day on Sunday when there's multiple games, we don't even see most of the injuries because you're going to go and be able to check out some highlights from another game to not watch it. But on a standalone, you watch it. So here's what I saw today on TMZ Sports that I love, and I know that you're gonna love. Okay, so it seems that the company Real Doll, you remember Real Doll? Real Doll is still a thing and making a wild resurgence. Luana Alonso, you remember Luana Alonso from the Olympics? So hot. Now has an OF page, which we know we can't say here. Real Doll offered Luana Alonso a deal for feet. So see, feet. You can't say that back to me because I have the keywords taken out in all spellings, even the letter 3, even with multiple E's. I did it all. I put it in like 400 times. I asked ChatGPT to scramble the words as if it was Scrabble. But this is a really great story, and it's going to be fascinating to see if you, those of you who love the feet in the world, will be able to get a pair of these beauties. They are lifelike. They are incredible. You can check out all about them on the Real Doll site because I had to. As soon as I did my morning news, which yes, I do enjoy the TMZ because it's like soft news. You know what I mean? It's not really the heavy hitting first thing in the morning. It's fun. And I get to see it and go, oh, this is super cute. I'm definitely going to be checking all of this out. Amazing, amazing, and fun. So there's that. I do not know how to speak Spanish. So sorry. I get that question a lot. Someone said my lives are getting more and more boring. Well, here's what I'm going to do for you, my friend. We're going to block you so you no longer have to deal with one of my lives. There you go. I'm just saving you. What I'm trying to do is help all of you. George in the room, thank you. You come in right in time. My window washers are out here right now watching me do this live. Like, it's crazy when you're looking out the window and all of a sudden there's like guys outside on a thing washing your windows. But it is nice because then you're like, oh, it's so perfectly clean. What a job to be in one of these apparatuses doing this for a living. It's got to be unbelievable. So I did bring some things for us today. I don't know if you remember me showing these to you when I got them originally, but the goal was to read one to you a day. Wait a second, Jim, that's a great question. Jim Bob says, what year did you graduate from Easton High School in Easton, Pennsylvania? I was the graduating class of 1990. So Jim, I have to ask you, were you born yet in 1990? And how many of you were born before 1990 is the question. who I got for tonight's game is going to rely on a couple little injury tidbits that I'm waiting on. Who do you got in tonight's game? I was looking at the news. You know, it's really a bummer when these Thursday night games happen after a player that you absolutely love, like say Chris Olave, gets injured. A concussion, never going to come back from when there's a Thursday night game. But we're going to pull one of these cards. I'm going to catch up on messages. Okay, so you were 2. See, Steve? So I graduated in 1990. You were 2 years old. Well, 1988, good year for you. I'll drink to that. Born in 86. I love this engagement. Amazing. Ciao, ciao. George, yes, this is why we're friends, because of you were born before. Kenny was born in 1968. What's going on, Kenny? All right, this is a great 1982 is Hustle Man. Okay, 82. So I was 10 because I was born in 1972. Let me go back to 10. I already loved skiing. I started skiing when I was about 4. So I already was skiing, playing basketball, and endless hours of catch, with the football. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to pull out a manifestation card. We're going to start doing this on the regular because I think everybody kind of needs it. These are from The Secret. And you may not know this, but The Secret is a big part of me. A huge catalyst in my life when The Secret came out and I was ready to receive it. And so The Secret changed my life, and I love every single book that has been released since. But let's get back to all of you because I'm loving this really quick. We'll do this next. But okay, Kay Padula graduated in 1999. 1968 is like 200 years old. Look, you can all crack jokes on age. I can remember thinking my babysitter was old, right? And she was like a college student, okay? And I was 10. So it's all perspective. But the most important thing is to realize that when you start to get older and people get sick and you lose friends, you're just happy to be alive, right? So you can make fun of us for being old all you want, but we're just happy to be here. And it is great to hear all of your age. I don't private message anyone. So Jim Bob says, okay, I don't know what you're talking about, but Jim Bob, I don't private message anyone. So sorry. I did not turn my phone off. 74 years old. Congratulations. Amazing. I don't know what you were asking, Jim Bob. I did graduate in 1990, but I don't private message, and I'm so sorry about that. If you can imagine managing all of the profiles that I manage, it's just more efficient for me to be on my main timelines and be able to speak in public. And I feel like if it can't be said there, it shouldn't be said. And there was a time where I probably lost 40 hours a week just checking messages, and that wasn't even including in my work and the things I had to do. So I made the executive decision that I was no longer going to check messages. Easton High School, 1990, let's go. Do you know that we graduated the same year as 90210? I know this because I wanted to move to California because of that show. Okay, so we are going to go. I see something that looks that's very not pleasant, so we're gonna get that person out of there. And very, very icky. Okay, it was really one of the ickiest messages I've seen here in a long time. So let me just take a beat. Block that person. What decade of your life is your favorite? I can't even say that yet. Maybe it didn't happen. Hey, Bruce, what's going on? Curious about the cooking event. Is it going to be a one-off event depending? So, George, I might start doing them one Wednesday a month. I'm breaking out my wine Wednesdays in the city at different locations that have my wine. So, like, I do a dinner at Sicily the first Wednesday of every month, and then from there I go to Bill's. So I'm trying to get 2 locations in, and maybe I'll add this into Papa's, but you can buy a ticket and come. It's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, let's go to our manifestation code, okay? This one says, kindness changes everything. Want to see your life change for the better today? Then be the kindest you've ever been to every person you encounter. Do you think you can do this? Do you think you can exceed your own expectations? That means letting people go in traffic, opening a door, being patient, not getting annoyed when something takes longer. Do you think you could do this? Because kindness changes everything. This is the first one. So a couple good questions. Armstrong, do I still do my sports show? Yes, my sports show is every Sunday, 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Fantasy Sports Radio. That's Sirius XM channel 87. It's called Lisa Ann Does Fantasy. And my co-host Adam Ronas and I, we will, yes, I know Jeff Fretz. My Adam Ronis and I will go through the games that have already taken place. There'll be some live in-game action because we got the late games, the 4 p.m. games. We preview the Sunday night game and talk about the Monday night game as well. So yes, I still have my sports show. That is every Monday night. Every Sunday, it was Monday for years. Every Sunday, 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern time. So make sure you check that out. You can find that on SiriusXM. If you missed the show, you can go back and listen on the app. And that's fantasy football, some sports betting, and right now, a little bit of talk about the Mets because we're very excited, even though not that exciting right now. But that's exciting, Jim. Good for you. I will continue to read these cards. I also want to remind you that you got a new episode of my podcast this week. That's the Lisa Ann Experience. It's available on all listing platforms. And tomorrow, you will be able to also get that on my YouTube channel at 8 p.m. It's a beautiful day. I mean, the visual, right, it looks really nice out. It is warm in that little patch of sun on my patio. But I'm going to tell you this. I know I'm supposed to call it a terrace. Everyone gives me a hard time, but it's a terrace. It's not a patio. I get this, the corrections that you get on social media, but that little spot of sun on my terrace is warm. It is chilly. It is fall. It is feeling a bit like winter is around the corner. So that holiday season coming up on us in a big way. Very excited about it. But yeah, I'm going to put that little story that really made me chuckle today that I enjoyed so much on TMZ. And I'm going to be following it for the day because, of course, I need to know if I'm going to be able to tell you, you can get these lifelike feet of your favorite sexy adult star. Okay, this is just a cute story, and the things that we do, absolutely love it. So check out that on TMZ Sports and TMZ. Luana Alonso gets that really fun offer to mold her feet. What was the last book that I read? Last book that I read was, excuse me, Jimmy Fallia's Cancel Culture Dictionary. It was so good. I read it in one day. Excuse me. A cover-to-cover read, and you'll really enjoy it. It just really breaks down all the people that we watched get canceled, what happened, like what the follow-up story was, all of those other things. So it's absolutely great. Really, people in here, bless your little hearts. I'm so sorry that you're so angry about life. It makes me so sad. Do I care about when you're at a top, do I get scared? I don't get scared. No, I'm not afraid of heights. Obviously, I'm not afraid of heights. Okay, obviously, I've skydived, I've paraglided. Yeah, I'm not afraid of heights at all. I actually love the fact when you're up higher in a city, it's a little bit quieter and you don't hear all of. The title of the book was Jimmy Fallia's The Cancel Culture Dictionary. Really good read. You can find it on Amazon. I took a break from reading as I'm writing my third book. I don't know if you've read either of my books, but I've written 2. The first is The Life, the second is The Life Back. They're both available on all platforms, like whether you like to do an ebook, whether you like to download it, the audio, yes, in my voice. And also you can get them personally autographed from my store, and that's shoplisaan.com. Again, that's shoplisaan.com. Skydiving is amazing and terrifying at the same time. It's like that big moment, Jake, where you're like, well, I'm hoping for the best. Do you know what I mean? Like, you just get there. And I remember interviewing the guy that I was going to jump with, because of course your first skydive, you can't jump alone. Not that I want to do 1,000 jumps to be able to jump alone, because that's what you have to do. But I remember looking at him and I said, so what do you got going on in your future? And I had just come back from the Kentucky Derby. And he said, oh, I'm going to Louisville tomorrow and picking my son up. He's graduating from college. And I looked at him and I said, well, obviously then you don't want to die. So I'm not worried about skydiving with you, because you just paid for your kid to go to school. You want to pick him up. We're good. And he laughed so hard. So you have to have a lot of faith in that other person and just really, really relax. Do I have a costume ready for Halloween? I do not. Jake, I would say this. Skydive to push yourself to a limit, because after that dive, my first skydive, I went to the gym for like 2-3 weeks and lifted such heavy weights because I just felt like weirdly invincible. It plays great tricks with your mind, so I suggest doing it. I paraglided in Switzerland, which was absolutely amazing. Another situation where you meet a stranger and you're like, Hopefully we're gonna make it through this together. Oh my gosh, friend teaches skydiving. You know, the neat thing about skydiving instructors, Flip, is a lot of them travel all over the world and they get to live in all these different countries. The woman that was with me that was diving backwards to video me was from South Africa. And she lives on a different continent every year and just keeps continuing to move. It's wild, but great conversation with all of you today. I hope you check out my podcast this week. Mike Fenoya, comedian, so funny. Also is a writer for Impractical Jokers. I know you like Impractical Jokers. All of that, so you can check that out, the Lisa Ann Experience, on all listening platforms. And Bill asks, am I looking forward to Exotica? Bill, yes. These are going to be my last 2 Exoticas. So I will be at Exotica, New Jersey in October, next weekend. I will be there Friday and Saturday only because Sunday I have my sports show. And I will be at Exotica in DC the first weekend in December, same thing, Friday, Saturday, but no more Exoticas next year. So please make sure you stop by and say hello, pick up your autograph book. Hello, Mon, what's going on? I hope you're having a great morning out there. Jake, thanks for the engagement. Thanks for all of you today with the age questions, the conversations, and I want you all to know Kenny's asking me to give a question mark for a president. Kenny, I was born in 1972. And my era, my generation, one of the things we were raised with is there were 3 things you don't talk about outside of the home. Outside of your home, outside of your personal space. We would call it around the kitchen table. But politics, religion, and money. So I choose not to change that. I don't think we should be sharing who we're voting for. This is a very private matter, and it's not for us to share the news. It's for the news networks to share the news. Social media is supposed to be our escape from everything that we know is happening around us. So no one will ever bait me into a political conversation. It's just not my jam. It's not the space where I want to be, and it brings no value because there's enough information out there. I like to speak about the things that I know a lot about, like the one team that I have that is 5-1 right now in fantasy football. That's something I want to talk about. And now I'm going to get baited into she's clearly a Republican. Then somebody else is going to say she's clearly a Democrat. Like, this is what you all do. And it's sad because it has no relevance at all in our day-to-day operations. And I'm sad that the world lets himself become so consumed with fodder. And I see things online. I see there's millions of comments under a thread. And I'm just like, wow, I can't even believe. Moses, that's a great, why don't you write that to my asklisaann@gmail, Moses? That's a perfect question. It's short. It's one of the shortest questions you've ever asked me. Your emails usually consist on me reading for 10 minutes. So that would be an awesome question. I'd answer it in next week. But I think it's really, it only brings fights. And we were just raised really differently. And also, it's not important. Everyone's values, beliefs, and everything are different. And what is important is that we keep a very strong sense of our community, of taking care of the small businesses in our community, be a good consumer, be a good neighbor, be a good human, be a good person to your family, be a good person. Like this card said today, kindness changes everything. Do you want to see your life change for the better today? Then be the kindest you've ever been to every person you encounter. That will change everything, I promise you. I am out of here. Thank you so much for stopping by and saying hello. I answer questions that add value to the room. As you see, what I select is I select the questions that come through because you can see how fast the comments are coming in. And I select the questions that I am able, there's a word that I didn't even pick up. I select the ones that kind of contribute to. I didn't see any fantasy football questions. I know we've got a game tonight. I know we're going to be setting lineups. I'll stop by on TikTok and help some lineups be set before that game. I've got some meetings today. I've got a podcast interview you're really going to enjoy. So for you, I will be watching all the games. Flip, I watch every single NFL game. How do I manage to stay positive? Well, I'm grateful. I live in gratitude. I'm healthy. I have the ability to work and do the things that I need to do. I have a strong sense of self and a credible group of friends. I live in a nice community and I cater to that community by making sure that I spend money at local businesses and do the things that just make me feel really, really, rooted where I am and really safe and comfortable and happy. So being positive is a choice. And what really helped me make the choice to live a positive life was the original Secret, which you can watch on Netflix. You could also read the book. I do both, but I rewatch The Secret once a month when I'm getting my nails done. It's just a great reminder of how like attracts like. If you're positive, you'll have more positive interactions. If you're negative, you'll have more negative interactions. It's about choice. How you view yourself is the story you tell yourself. And please make sure you are telling yourself the best story, because you are in control of your destiny. And I want you all to be feeling high vibrations for the rest of the day. Check out these manifestation cards. They might be helpful to some of you. Check out The Secret. And again, TMZ gets me going with this. Now I gotta follow all day. Is Real Doll gonna make her feet? I need to know, because I know you're all gonna want to be a part of that, since I have keywords feet banned on my page. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. Thanks for being here. Do a good deed. Be positive. Open a door for somebody. Smile at somebody. Be the nicest person you can be and watch what unfolds.